A few people commented on my last Chichewa video asking, how can you leave Malawi at 12 years old and struggle with your own language? And it got me thinking about something that I don't think we talk about enough. Sometimes what looks like a child rejecting their culture is actually a child trying to survive being different. Imagine being a child and moving to a completely different country. Everything you know changes. The food is different, the people are different, the culture is different. You walk into school and nobody looks like you. Your skin is different, your hair is different, your accent is different. And on top of all of that, you can't speak English properly. I remember one day at school, I was reading something out loud in class. There was a name of a well-known Australian person and I pronounced it wrong. The whole class laughed. There was about 20 kids at least. And I didn't even understand what was so funny about what I said. Eventually, somebody explained it to me. I would simply pronounce the name differently. But that reading didn't stay in that classroom. At lunchtime, they were still laughing. It became a nickname. And whenever people said it, I laughed too. Because I didn't want them to know it bothered me. But it did. So you know what I did? I practiced English. I practiced and practiced and practiced. I wanted to speak like everybody else. I wanted to understand the jokes. I wanted to be able to defend myself. I honestly just wanted to fit in. And eventually, English became my favorite subject in school. I even went on to become a school captain. So when we talk about children growing up in the diaspora, I absolutely believe we should teach them their language, teach them their culture, teach them where they come from. I want that for my own children. But I also think we need to have compassion for the child living between those two worlds. And they are so different. Because bullying is real, racism is real. And when you're young, being different can feel like the worst possible thing you could be. Sometimes children stop speaking their language. Sometimes they change the way they pronounce their name. Sometimes they use an English name because it's easier. Sometimes they even stop taking certain foods to school. Sometimes they change their hair. Sometimes they make themselves smaller, quieter, or just a little bit less different. And from the outside, we might see that and think, why are you rejecting your culture? But that child might actually be thinking, what do I need to do today so nobody picks on me today? Now that I'm a parent, I can see both sides. I understand why preserving our culture and our languages matter so much. But I also remember what it's like to be that child. So maybe sometimes fitting in isn't rejection. Sometimes for a child, it feels like survival. And for me, maybe that's partly why speaking Chichewa means so much to me now. Because the little girl who worked so hard to learn English so she wouldn't stand out is now the woman choosing to come back to the language she once stopped using. And personally, I think there's something really powerful in that.